Track fifth and final heat of the men's 800. Alex Knish of Ohio State in 9. Ben Green of Oregon in 8. There's Bennett Booth-Genthy of UCLA in 7. Jack Carter of USC in 6. Caleb Sharp in lane 5 for Nebraska. Andrew Casey of Wisconsin in 4. Kyle Reinheimer of Washington in lane 3. Alan Clay of Penn State in 2. And then Parker Raymond of UCLA in lane 1. Reinheimer of Washington's run 146.0. And the only one in this section that's gone under 147 on the year. Bit of a stutter there. Don't think Reinheimer got all the way up to the line by the time the gun went off, but easy to make up that in the 800.
Yeah, and Reinheimer comes in with the 8th fastest time this season. I think one thing that we haven't really mentioned is because of this new collaboration of Big Tens, right? You have Oregon, you have Penn State, you have Washington. You have such titans kind of in this middle distance. And I think it's so cool that we get this opportunity to watch such high-caliber athletes compete for a conference championship while so many of them will go on to potentially compete for a national title here in a few weeks.
The depth of field, and with so many teams in the Big Ten, many of these athletes will certainly be competing at the regional meet and then on into nationals. And it's Parker Raymond of UCLA who takes them through 54.26, so quite pedestrian for the first lap. Going to be tough to get any time qualifiers, likely racing for one big Q unless they make a move quickly.
Yeah, and I think that's why you saw Reinheimer just slowly pull up on the outside out there, and I think he's just kind of playing his cards until kind of this 200-meter mark, and he's going to be kind of in control from here.
Well, Reinheimer makes his move. Alan Clay of Penn State trying to say it was too early. Clay's going to hang in there with him and see if he can have one last move as he swings wide coming into the home stretch. Reinheimer and Clay. Andrew Casey of Wisconsin challenging late. Here comes Clay. Here comes Casey now. Casey trying to find some room. Alan Clay makes his move, but Casey the last to move. He's going to lean at the line. I think it's Alan Clay. Alan Clay did get the win, 147.81, and with a big negative split down the backstretch when Reinheimer moved, it really had to drive the pace along, so we'll take a look once we see the full results here, how it all shakes out. But Clay and Casey both 147, so they will advance in.
And I was just going to say it. Somebody always goes home devastated, but he does get that small little cue.
Pretty good through the first 3 quarters or so of the day. The men's 800-meter final comes up next, and the Oregon Ducks, led by Matthew Erickson, have an outstanding chance to pad their lead in this event.
Well, the NCAA indoor champ in the 800, and he came through, just had one move where he looked so good, made absolutely no effort throughout the round, makes his move down the home stretch and then shut it down. And then Handel Robin, Olympian for St. Vincent in the 800, ran 145.1 already this season.
Off we go, and yeah, keep an eye on Robin and Alan Clay. Penn State calls itself 800U, so the Nittany Lions with a lot of pride in this event.
On the inside, in lane 1, Kyle Reinheimer comes in number 8 in the NCAA. Had a tough go in the final. He made his move a little bit too early, got run out of it, but managed to get in with the last time qualifier. So he comes in as one of the top athletes in it, and he's looking for just a little bit cleaner of a run and probably a little bit smarter of a run.
Clay in first, Maryland's Eric Albright in second, Matthew Erickson in fourth behind Wisconsin's Andrew Casey.
Well, I love how Erickson's positioned himself on the inside, no extra work. It's fine fine pacing. It's not too quick, but everybody's going to be able to hang in that with 53 seconds. Expect to see somebody get a little bit antsy down the backstretch.
Always a quick bell in the 800 meters. Clay trying to stretch the pack out a little bit, and Albright hanging with him.
Erickson going to need to find some room either on the inside or just force his way outside. This is where Reinheimer made his move yesterday, but he went a little too hard. Seems to be a little bit more measured and just positioning himself behind Robin.
Albright trying to pass Clay into the turn. Robin has made his move for Penn State. He's up in third.
Erickson needs to find some room on the home stretch, and he's making his move. He's got to swing way wide.
Casey swinging wide as well for Wisconsin and into third as Albright fades. Robin and Clay trying to go 1-2, but now the Oregon Ducks with a late push. It's Erickson, and the crowd crosses the line. The closest finish of the day in the Big Ten Championships.
And it did look like Erickson at the line, but Koidodoy Kadali, who came back, doubling back from that 1500, was sitting in ninth the whole way and just made his move all at the finish.
It's Alan Clay, the Big Ten champion in the 800 meters.
147.93. It comes down to 1/1000th of a second. Erickson came flying by at the line, but just left a little bit too much work to do. And Clay, who led from the start, here's that last 100. Erickson just had so much work to do to get out of the box. Robin was coming for Clay. Clay just leans at the line, and it looked like Erickson because he went so far past at the finish. But it comes down to the photo finish. Clay gets it on the lean. 147.92. 921, there's the lean. You just wouldn't be able to tell from here. They had to take it down to a photo, and Clay is down with Elise.
Oh, wow. You know it's stressful, Alan, when you got to look at the board and wait to see who they declared the winner. What was going through your mind there while you were waiting?
I mean, I really thought I won, but I didn't know because the results weren't coming out. But I was just praying. I came in number one. But I was just relieved finishing this final, to be honest.
What was your strategy today?
Just going out, running my pace, just relax, not trying to push crazy, and hang on to the backstretch, last 200, last 150, last 100, and then start kicking the last 80. That was my plan, but it worked out, I guess.
In the last inches, because that's what it took. Congratulations, you're the Big Ten champ.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
By the slimmest of margins, Alan Clay, the junior, a time of 147.921. Matthew Erickson of Oregon, 147.922. And Koidodoy Kadali and Handel Robin closing out as tight of a Final Four as we've seen here today. What a finish to the men's 800 meter.